This will have absolutely nothing to do with the coronavirus epidemic. This is about another misfit battling giants. I'm reading a book written by a young woman. She's in her mid-20s, and she's doing her best to become what she calls an adult. But she's having a hard time with it. Other people, so very visible because of social media, seem to be doing a much better job of it. They're successful at work, they're getting married, they're having children, and the author, having none of that, feels anxious, frustrated, inadequate, and depressed. She writes about all of this in a most cheerful way, the cheerfulness backed with cute, crude little drawings, tiny cartoon figures who help to express her thoughts. In other words, it's hard for me to read this bubbly combination of whining and cutesy. I feel like I'm reading something that was written by a puppy. I tell myself that this person is so different from me that she might be from not just a different generation and gender, but another species. The youthfulness, the femininity, it's very different. Here is a description of the author given on the back cover of the book on the inside. She is an illustrator and comic artist with more than 270,000 followers across various social media platforms. She likes keeping up on Instagram, Twitter, and Tumblr as a means to share her insightful humor with the world. She lives in the Chicago area and enjoys wearing oversized pajamas while drawing comics that capture hard-to-describe feelings on a daily basis. Her work has appeared across media outlets from HuffPost to BuzzFeed to MSNBC. The book is published by William Morrow out of HarperCollins. The title of the book is I Really Didn't Think This Through, Tales from My So-Called Adult Life. It reminds me somewhat of the work of Gene Kerr, who had titles like Please Don't Eat the Daisies and The Grass is Always Greener Over the Septic Tank. I would not call the present volume a self-help book, although there's a lot of the I'm okay, you're okay, and it's okay to be okay in it, even though it sure would be nice to be better. I call the book an attempt at a self-awareness book, and as the author frequently suggests, if she can be self-aware, then it is not out of the realm of possibility that the reader might become self-aware too. Each chapter in the book is like an illustrated chat with the reader. The encouragement is constant to keep on plugging, even if it feels like you're running in deep, dry sand. We're all in this together, the author will say, drawing her cute little figure in the sand. The book took an unexpected, much more serious turn around her high school graduation. Her plan in life was to be a nurse. She was a volunteer at the hospital, then an intern who accompanied a doctor to a patient's room where he changed a dressing on a wound. She had to leave and gave up the nursing career with nothing to replace it. Her friends left for college. She was left with nothing. She slept and sat in her closet, wishing the back wall opened onto another world. Then, punishing herself for her failures, she sliced up her arms. Coated with blood, in the closet, she knew she was crazy and that she needed help. She went to her parents, and they did their best. It was very tough to talk about your weaknesses, the crappiest part of yourself. She had her parents and a slew of therapists and medications. She was at this for years. I greatly admire someone who can not overcome, but come to terms with mental health issues, exactly as I do for recovering addicts. I'm not sure where they get the strength to do this. She is still making the cute drawings, but I was on her side now, listening more than reading. Then it got worse, as it often does. People bullied her, made fun of her. Depression led to overeating and a huge weight gain. Agoraphobia became a possibility. More reasons to reject yourself. Another mountain to climb. Thoughts of suicide to end it. Instead, she started walking a little and then cycling. Walking instead of eating when she felt bad. Tiny bits of progress. They began to add up. Small victories. Making a friend who lives in Austria on the internet. Taking a class in music appreciation and discovering the band Rush, a refuge for misfits like her. As she wrote, feeling wholly and completely understood by people who don't know you personally is a very powerful thing. It's like an invisible thread keeping you tethered to the world. You can feel like you belong. That's a good, strong, saving feeling. 2 observations to close. I think courage is important, if difficult to summon or muster, and in order to be hopeful when the world is telling you it's hopeless, you have to be brave. This lady would have fit into Malcolm Gladwell's book about misfits and battling giants. And this author's best drawings came at her darkest times and her most hopeful times. I thought her book was better than okay.